All right, guys. So today is almost, we are approaching 25th of August. It's almost 12 a.m. in the 25th of August. So sorry for being late. Again, summers, it happens, family and other commitments. So I'm back here for the weekly call, weekly market outlook call, and then we'll look into economic calendar. We'll look into uh, earning calendars, and then we'll go from there. So let me show you something which I did this presentation with an institutional with an institution client. I This is my take on Fed Chair Powell Jackson Hole speech. So these are the 5 points. Powell has signaled a possible interest rate cut at September 16-17th meeting. Concern is the rising downside risk to the labor market, citing rising downside risk to the labor market while stressing inflation remains a threat. Investor quickly raised odds of 25 basis point cut in September and pushed expectation for 50 basis points of cut by the year end. US stocks rose, Treasury dropped, dollar dropped. Powell was also concerned about the tariff could lift inflation, possibly in a lasting way, though he expect their impact to fade, keeping inflation a key risk in policy decision. There's a split in the Fed. Kansas City, Cleveland Chiefs are not in favor of a cut, while Christopher Waller, Mary, they favor recalibration. Powell has released a new strategic framework linking maximum employment to price stability. So that's what my take on key points. What is the Fed? Why Fed is split? So if you look at the job numbers, there was a revision for May and June number in July, and if you all remember, the Bureau of Labor Statistics was under a lot of pressure and was let go. And you see government job in negative growth in government job, negative growth in trade and transportation, business services, retail, trade, hospitality, construction. So you can find all these numbers here. The other challenge is U.S. core CPI accelerated in July. So July has gone further higher. That is actually a major concern towards the inflation. So underlying U.S. inflation accelerated in July by the most since the start of the year, though a taped rise in the cost of food tempered concern about tariff-driven price pressures, right? U.S. retail sales increase in sign of consumer resilience. So we have seen that negative retail sales in May, but June and July has been strong. That is why there's a split. This is inflation. This is the labor market. Let's see what happened. So I think, okay. What my research suggests that what I plot is non-farm payroll and unemployment rate. So whenever non-farm payroll is below 100K and it slips below 73K, that is the time that labor non-farm payroll drops further and unemployment goes higher. That's what we have seen in 2001 and 2002, 2007 and 8, and then we have seen that one in 2020, and that's what we have seen in that is in the making at the moment. And if this goes the way what we have seen historically, then probably the job numbers are going to go much lower and unemployment will rise. So that is my thesis about it. What happened before this speech? At 9:27 a.m., the probability of rate cut for September was 69%. After the speech, immediately after the speech, 10:27, it went up to 91.3%. And then around at the close of Friday, it was 75%. So, there is given that one rate cut is coming. There will be a series of rate cuts. We don't know, but at the moment, it seems like September rate cut is given. So let's go and let's look at the economic calendar. So we have a couple of FOMC members speaking. We have preliminary GDP on Thursday, unemployment claims. Then we have core ECE, which is Fed preferred inflation gauge. And then we have, okay, these are the revised one, Chicago PMI. So that's there. And then before the meeting in September, FOMC meeting on 16th or 17th of September, we have one non-farm payroll, unemployment and non-farm payroll. And then we have ISM manufacturing number next week, a job creation number, JOLTS next week, Wednesday. And then we have unemployment, ISM services PMI, that is on Thursday. So there's a lot of data which is going to come from now between now and the September 16th FOMC meeting. So let's go to our futures charts. So what is futures doing? So there is basically, I give you three scenarios last time that the market goes, the ideal scenario was that market dips, goes higher, then dip, right? The very bullish scenario is market continue go higher, come down, and then makes it. And then the bearish scenario was it goes down, it hits the previous all-time high and goes higher and drops. So far, the ideal scenario is in the making, in the working. We see how it goes. Can we go to 23,848? We are now 23,546. Let's see how it happens in the morning. So ideal scenario is in the making. We dropped, we move higher, and then we come to retest this level. So that's still in the working. Same thing with MES, with the S&P, that was NASDAQ futures. The ideal scenario down, we go up, and then we drop. So the ideal scenario is in the working. The bullish scenario did not go the way, the possibility which I mentioned was the ideal scenario. And this scenario, the second one, which is the bearish scenario, that it goes dropped hard and then retests the previous high and moves higher and breaks. So still, I believe that the ideal scenario is the making. We may go a little bit higher tomorrow and then we drop. That's what it is right now. In the case of QQQ, so QQQ, actually, let me go what charts I have taken here. So these are actually, right, daily charts. Let me go to the dailies and see what is happening on QQQ. Right, QQQ has actually broken this rising channel, drop, retest of this move is possible. We close around 571. If everything goes well, we can go to 578, 579. That is possible. We'll see how it goes tomorrow in the morning, rather now, today in the morning. In the case of SPY, we broke through this channel. We are testing this channel. Possibility is we go along with this channel. So we have seen 645, probably a little bit room on the upside. Can we go? Can we break this? So we had all-time high here. We actually came to test the base of the channel. We moved higher. We came down. So let's see what happens tomorrow morning. Are we able to stay above 645? If we stay above 645, we are going to test the all-time high. What we have seen. Let me see this. Okay, it will be 646 and 646. 646 is the key level. We have seen the same level. Yeah, about 646.5 on Friday. So all-time high is 646.5. Let's see if we can continue. On the other hand, UVXY is actually the volatility ETF, right? So short-term VIX volatility ETF. So what we have seen is we have seen a dip in this one. Since the last couple of months, we have held the trend line, but this time we failed to break to go above it, and it has dropped. So it will be interesting to see whether UVXY can break 14 on the upside during the week. We are somewhere around 11.91 on UVXY, which is so far the lowest level. I can see on the chart, yeah, it's so far the lowest level, right? So let's go and let's look at some of the earnings. Okay, before we go into the earnings, let's look at the probability map for this week, which I share every Friday. So guys, thank you very much for subscribing, following, liking. I'll appreciate you. Follow, like. This is my presence on YouTube, YouTube, Twitter, and this is my website. Please feel free to go look at the testimonials I have got. TWT Learning provides trainings, mentorship program on the market. I have trained more than 2,000 plus, 1,400 on the retail side, a lot on the institutional side. So we train how to identify high probability investing and trading setups. TWT Learning is a financial market education and a research firm. So kindly go, and if you are interested in learning, please reach out to me through twtlearning.com, admin@twtlearning.com. Please visit my website and go to contact us, and please follow me. Right. So what market is suggesting, the probability map is suggesting is 25th of August, 52%, 56%, 59% NASDAQ is higher. So overall, I rate this one as bullish. This is my, I look at a lot of historical data to find these points. And then on 26th, Dow is 46% higher, which my research suggests it's a little bit bearish day. 52, 57 here, it will be a mixed day. Where it comes to 27th, it's the most bullish day so far I have seen. Historically, it's 77%, 79%, 76% bullish. Same thing, these two, 43 and 47 on Dow and S&P, and then we have 67% NASDAQ. One thing is NASDAQ is bullish the entire week. Right? And then we have on 29th, 52%, 57%, and 58%. According to my probability map, it suggests it's going to be a bullish day. Let's go and let's look at the earning calendar. What do we have in the earnings? So we have, from my perspective, NVIDIA, $4.37 trillion company. So you can find it here. They report on Wednesday after market. And then we have a couple of Canadian banks, the North American banks, they are on the deck, right? Okay, and then we have HEI, that is basically aerospace company. Then we have technology, Dell, Marvell. And on the retail side, we have Dollar General and Ulta Beauty, which is in the retail sector, then Affirm on financial services. So that's going to be interesting week because of NVIDIA. So let's see how it goes, right? If you're not following me on Twitter, I do a lot of actionable ideas there, so you're missing out a lot. Let's go and let's look at Alibaba. Alibaba is in a range, right? So if I just draw a trend line, this is the weekly chart. So Alibaba has so far almost, let me see, okay. This line has been taken out. It's trading a little bit above this one. So this trend line has been taken out. We have a hammer-like candle on, let me just put it here. We have hammer-like candle on, let me put the magnet, sorry. We have a hammer sort of a candle on Friday. So the closing was in a hammer. And we have a breakout point, and it looks like there's some room on Alibaba to go a little bit higher. Let's see how's Bank of Montreal likely to do. Bank of Montreal, if you see, it's basically with the 3 green weeks, green strong candles. Bank of Montreal, in the past, we have seen a high of around 122. We are 114. There's a good probability of it hitting into 120s. Let's look at, now this is the New York Stock Exchange listing. So it's the dollar one. It's in the US listing. Bank of Nova Scotia is it has broken the highs what we have seen recently in November. That was 57.02, and then we have seen 57.07, so we are 57.63. Everything goes higher. Bank of Montreal can go a little bit higher into 60s. Again, it's the earning and guidance, right? So Okta is sitting at the support, and we have seen some good hammer-like candle a week ago, and then we have VIX on the downside. So it seems like that Okta is likely has some move to display on the upside post earning. Let's go and let's see CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike weekly chart. We are sitting close to the support. Let's see where it goes, which side it breaks. If it breaks on the downside, then we have some support here at 390. So 320, say 310 is the key. It goes below 310, you can see 390. On the upside, we have this resistance around 453. So let's see how they come up with their guidance and earnings. All right, and let's see on Marvell, technology company. Right, let's see. Marvell, it looks like more of a range trade to me. We have a sharp move down, and this looks like more of a corrective move. To me, it looks like a more of a range trade. So I think we will be probably, it has a potential on either side, but I'm looking at this shooting star type candle. If it goes higher, then we have probably 85 on the top, and then on the downside, I'm looking at 75, so 85, 75 range. Right, let's go here, and what we have, okay, Dell. Now, in the case of Dell, Dell is very close to 147. We are like, previous resistance, which can act a previous drop, which can act as a resistance. We had a drop last week. I think Dell is probably heading towards, if I'm not wrong, so between 120 to almost 142. So 120 to 142 is the range for Dell. Okay, let's see Dollar General. So when it comes to Dollar General, it's a retail discount store. It is finding a strong resistance over here. We've seen a nice move up, and this is the earning gap, what we have seen. So it needs to cross about 116. If it breaks above 116, we are talking about somewhere around 126. Otherwise, 116 to, I would say, probably 100 range. That's where it's going to stay. I have not covered NVIDIA, and I'll be doing a detailed video on NVIDIA sometimes tomorrow or probably on Tuesday. So let's stay focused. Let's enjoy your week, enjoy your trading week, and we will connect soon. Take care and have a nice evening.